Ja, så vil jeg gerne lige sige velkommen, mens Josh går rundt og dømmer lidt. Velkommen til Hereford Ungdom 2014 her i Roskilde. Vi er rigtig glade og stolte over at kunne præsentere Josh Taylor fra USA, der er kommet for at dømme Hereford Ungdom Show. Og han vil give en karakteristik af dyrene. Lige nu går han rundt og bedømmer lidt.
Jeg holder lige over i siden.
So before I hand the mic to Josh, I'll just say thank you very much for coming. We're really glad to have you here today, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Denmark. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Certainly a pleasure to be here. It's been a beautiful afternoon. I can't think of a better venue and a prettier place to be to look at some red and white Hereford cattle than where we're at today. And I think an excellent way to start off our junior Hereford show with this class of bulls. I think there's a lot of things that we need to talk about and sort through when we look at this lineup out here. A lot of differences between the top bull and all the way down to the bottom. We have some age difference going from 7 months of age to 15 months of age, so we can see some size difference in the bulls. So take that part of it out of the equation and just look at the animals themselves and really start to study some of the parts and pieces that each one of them possesses and what they bring out here to the ring. And I think we find a couple of bulls up here at the top end of my class that really put a lot of nice things together. The young ladies bull right here, we talk about one that's really got a lot of muscularity, really thick when we get right around behind him. He's one of the stouter boned, bigger footed bulls out here in the class. We watch him travel around the ring. He moves with a lot of flexibility and a lot of athleticism off of both ends of his skeleton. I think one that certainly really smooth in his design. When we start to look at him and study him from a side view profile, he's really put together quite nicely. He balances up in the way that and all the proportions and all the ratios that he has. I think there's some things that we could certainly correct about him. We could flatten him out in his hip from hooks to pins. We could see him a little leveler back there when we view him from the side. But all in all, a very nice individual to start off this class. Then we come into the young ladies bull here in second. She's doing a good job, isn't she? Let's give her a nice hand, if you would. That's what it's all about to me. Kids that age out here showing for probably one of her first times, and that calf is acting tremendously well with a youngster like that. That's pretty neat to see. And then we start to look at the bull, and that's an awful good calf right there. He really proportioned quite nicely. I like the bone work underneath him. The size and shape of his foot. He's probably not as clean made out of his front end through that throat, through that brisket. For me, at this stage of his life, I can see him getting a little bigger, and that's going to get a little heavier out of his front 1/3. But I do think the way he presented, the way he brings himself out, as made and designed. He's really smooth. He's really attractive. He's got a lot of high quality parts to him that they're put together exceptionally well. I expect a lot of good things from him on down the road. Then the young ladies bull there in third, I think is one that is very unique in the way he comes to us when we view him from behind. We can see a lot of width and a lot of separation back there from hook to hook and pin to pin. He's very green, what we call green in this stage of his life. He doesn't have a whole lot of fat on him right now. And I think as he gets more time at the feed trough, he's really going to smooth up in his makeup, and that's going to correct a lot of the things that I can see in him today. He just needs to be a little smoother from right behind his shoulders across that top line and down in through that heart and that flank. I think there's a calf that as he progresses on in through the future, he's just going to get better and better as time goes by. Expect to see her at the top of a lot of classes on down the road. Then the young man's calf that comes out next is he again is one that is very unique in his type of kind. There's a bull right there. When I study him from the side, I really appreciate the way he's the way he's made, the way he's presented, and the way he's designed from head to tail. Extremely smooth made, really level down that top line. He's got a lot of length of spine. He's got a lot of length to his hip as well. It's when you get right around behind him and right around in front of him that we'd like to see a little more expansion, a little more width, a little more muscularity, if you will, to try to give him a little more power and a little more stoutness to compete with the 3 bulls in front of him today. But I really appreciate the balance profile of that calf when we get him out here and we start to study him from the side. The young man's bull that comes next is a bull that's one of the bigger frame bulls in the class. I like the bull. I like how upright he is. His neck comes out of his shoulder blade. Really attractive look out of that. There's a bull that can certainly use right there in that middle 1/3 compared to the Calves in prime today, but I think one that certainly has a lot of structural correctness. He's really good on his feet and legs, and he gets out and he travels extremely well. Then the young man's bull that rounds out our class today. You have to appreciate the length of the body in that calf, how long-sided he is. He's the biggest frame bull in the class. I think that there's nothing wrong with being the biggest frame bull in the class, but being that big and having that much size and scale, we need to see a little more capacity and a little more volume, especially into that rib. And when we get right around behind him, we need to see a little more expansion in that muscling as well. And he too is one that you like the way he gets out and travels. Really good class of bulls from top to bottom. Let's give him